Good day, everybody, and welcome back to the Kitchen Adventures. So today we're going to do a little something that I feel like everyone should at least know how to do, even if you don't do it on a regular basis. You should definitely know how to do this. It can save you a lot of money down the road, and it's just a good skill set to have, all right? So we're going to do some fabrication, some butchery, some chop. All right, so we got a whole chicken right here. We're going to break this chicken down into the sections. I want you to see, what it is that you pay extra for when you're buying those pre-cut packs from the store. And then we're going to take this carcass. We're going to show you what you do with it, so you how not to waste. This is going to be really good if it's just you or you and just one other person. It's a small bird, but like I said, again, a good skill set to have. So to start off, let's talk about what we paid for this bird. This bird right here, it's about 3 pounds, 3.5 pounds. Paid $4.30 for this whole bird. And like I said, we're going to break it down into each individual little section, and then we're going to make a stock out of the carcass. Alright, let's get it going. Alright, so let's get started. As you can see, they've got this chicken already tied up nicely for us for roasting. We're going to go ahead and cut that off, because we don't need that. Alright. So, whether it be a chicken, squab, turkey, it's all the same at the end of the day. Please make sure, for those of you that are doing the turkey, if it's your first Thanksgiving, make sure you reach inside and get things out. A lot of times there'll be neck in there, your bag of gizzards, and all that. Always check inside your bird before you get started. Alright, let's get that in view for you there. So, remember, with the chicken, so these are your breasts, obviously. Your breastbone is right here down the middle, and it's going to V out like this, okay? So when you go to cut the breast, it's not just a simple, chopping it off. It's got a little turn to it, okay? So let's do that. We're going to follow that line. You can feel that breastbone right there in the middle. So we're going to come right down that bone to get us started. And then I like to get my finger right in there. Once I can get in there, you can separate the meat from the bone a little bit there with your finger, and that'll give you a guide to get the meat off. So like I said, it does V down, so you're going to kind of go at an angle, and you'll feel it. You'll feel that bone in there, so you'll know not to cut into it. And then once you get it down, of course the wing is still attached, so there's a bone in there. When you get down to that bottom, and you can pull it out, you can turn it and pop that bone out. You can cut through that. If you've got a strong enough blade on you, you can cut that as well. So let's go ahead and pop that off. Alright, so there's that first breast. I mean, it really is that simple. There's your first breast piece right there, okay, with the wing still attached. Now, in the restaurant business, they call that an airline breast. It's very fancy, very fancy. You'll see that at country clubs a lot and banquets. I'm really not sure why. I don't know why we do that, honestly. I really don't know. Somebody help me out. One of my chef friends helped me to understand why we do that. All right. So anyway, moving on. So we got our breast out. There's a little bit of cartilage in there, and if you want to take that wing off, you see the joint, you see the end of the bone there, and you can, a couple different things that we can do there. You can just cut it off and have just the breast, keep the wing solo. You can debone this if you like and keep the entire wing attached. We'll probably do that with a thigh, show you how to debone that chicken and keep that piece all together. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and take the wing section off. So it's literally just cutting around that particular bone right there, okay? Boom, wings, okay? Wing, breast, wing, off. Sorry guys, alright. Breast and wing, done, right? And you'll just do the same thing down the other side, okay? So you can now see the breastbone is exposed, so it's really easy to find your way with the other one there. It's the same thing. You make your cut. I get my fingers in there to help pull it away as I cut. You try to make smooth strokes. so you're not feathering the meat up too badly if you can get away with it. That's what's really important, to have a really good sharp knife, so you're not having to saw away of getting the meat out of there. And same thing, cut the skin here across the top of the leg and right through the joint where the wing goes. Boom. Alright, now we've got our second breast with our wing attached. Alright, and again, just like we did before, you can pop that bone out of there, you can cut around that, and there you go. This is what you end up paying for when you buy the sections. This is what costs you the extra. It's not the chicken itself, it's that somebody had to put in the work to make it convenient for you. Something to really remember as we go into the times that we're in right now, it's the processing plants that are being shut down, not the farms. So the meat, the food is there, it's just that there's no one there to cut it up for you. So make friends with the local farmer, make friends with your local butcher. These are the people that can help you to maintain feeding your family, you know, when you want to get those proteins. Alright, on to the thighs and the legs. So we've got our bird cut. You can actually reach in and feel where that joint for the thigh goes, where it's at, and you can pop that bone. So you can see it there. You can just pop that bone right out of there. Alright, like an old lady falling down. Alright, that's not nice. That's not nice. Alright, so we pop that hip out. We know where that bone's at, and then you literally just cut around it. Boom. Leg quarter. Right? Now, if you don't want to do the quarters, you want to separate it, this is make multiple meals. Like I said, if this is enough to feed a small family or an individual for a couple of meals if you can break this chicken down. So, same rule goes into removing the thigh from the leg. If you just work your way up the leg slow, alright, all Cosby with it, you find the joint right here, and you find that, you can feel where that is, you just get that knife right in there between the leg and the thigh itself. Bone-in chicken thighs. Drumette. Now, if you wanted to do a boneless thigh, for whatever reason you want to do a boneless thigh, so you're going to go in, see the bones poking out now, it's already exposed, and with your knife, you'll work the meat down off that bone. Alright, you just work it down the bone. Keep working the meat down, keep working it down the bone. Put that down. Alright, look at that. Just comes right off there. Keep working it until you can get to that other end, to that other joint. And you just cut it out. There you go. Thigh bone. Boneless chicken thigh meat. Alright, boneless thigh, thigh bone. And you just do that with the other side as well, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and get this other side cut down real quick. Alright, got my leg quarter. Alright, so that's pretty basic, alright? Very straightforward. You know, do a little practice if it's your first time. Do not be afraid. It's alright. You know, it is okay. You can salvage any and all of this. There's really good meat on this carcass that's been left on. You can scrape that off and use it for different things. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and make a little bit of a stock. So we're going to use our carcass. Alright, I'm going to throw this over here in my pot. We're going to use this bone here that we pulled out over here in the pot. I am going to use my wings as well. So I've got my two breasts. We're going to vacuum seal and save those. I'm going to go ahead and take the other drumette as well, so we can save that with the breast, make a meal out of that later. Max, should we have some chicken thighs for lunch today? Oh no, Dad, don't talk to me. I'm still mad at you. Alright, Get that bone out of there real quick. Boom. Take that other thigh bone, throw it in the pot. And we're going to save all the rest of this chicken. I'm going to vacuum seal that down and go ahead and get it frozen for a meal another day. Let me put that away real quick. Remember, nothing to be afraid of here. This is where your food comes from. This is how it's done. So instead of paying someone else to do it for you, you know, try to find that whole bird. Do it yourself. Save a little money, you know. Those pennies do add up. They do add up, okay? All right, so to get our stock going, board here. Very basic thing to making your chicken stock. Again, we're going to talk about a mirepoix, which in most terms is going to be celery, carrots, and onion. Bay leaf. I mean, there is a traditional mirepoix if you want to go that route, but we keep it pretty basic. It just depends on what you're making. So today, we're going to do a quick chicken stock with this. And for my mirepoix, I actually don't have any yellow or white onion this go round, but I do have some leftover green onion stems, and that will work just dandy. So we're going to cut the roots off. If you did not know, you know, when you guys buy green onions, you save those things, save those stems, and you put them in a little water and regrow them a couple of times over. So we're going to throw those in my pot over here. We've got some leftover carrot chips that the young man didn't eat, so we're going to throw a couple of those in. Now notice I'm not chopping any of this down. These are pretty thin, so I feel like there's really no need. We're going to let this simmer, and I don't want all my veggies to just disintegrate into nothing. So we're going to throw some carrots in there, and I've got some celery sticks, and I am going to cut these a little bit. Okay, come on, baby. Get a couple of those out of there. Oh, sorry about that, gang. Alright, we're back. We're back in business. Almost. Okay, sorry about that. Alright, so we're going to rough chop our celery, and it's going to go into our pot as well. I'm going to switch us over to looking into the pot and go grab a bay leaf. And it's really that simple. We're going to finish this up right quickly. Alright, so we got our stuff in, got all our ingredients in, got our bay leaf in, carrots, some celery and onion, the carcass of the chicken, and a few of the bones. The more bones and the more carcass you can get in there, the richer and heartier that your stock will be. It's all the collagen that breaks down in those bones that makes a really nice thick stock, really nice thick broth. Anybody that eats pho will understand the broth that you eat with that soup is cooked for a ridiculously long time generally. A lot of bones, big beef bones, big things of chicken bones and stuff like that to make that stock so delicious and addictive. So we're going to put a little water in there, just enough to cover the carcass. We'll be able to cover that. And we're not going to boil this so much as we want it to simmer. We want just a really nice light roll. Don't want to boil it. Remember, boiling it, you're going to get all that steam off. You're going to end up evaporating most of your stock. So you just want to have a nice roll on that. And you're going to let that go for anywhere between 30 minutes to an hour. And when it's all said and done, you should have a nice, delicious stock. Alright, so we're going to let this go, and we'll be back. Okay, so we have let the stock go for about 45 minutes, actually closer to an hour. I want to show you what that end product, some of that end product looks like here. If I can grab it, it's still pretty warm. We've got a little chicken stock, yeah? So some of that color is going to come off of your veg, like your carrots. A lot of that color comes from the fat of the chicken. It's So it gives it that really nice mouthfeel. It's not just a water. When you put it in your mouth, you can tell that there's something more to it. So I just wanted to show you how you can take a couple dollars, make multiple meals out of it, get multiple uses out of it. I'm sure a vet would tell you not to, but now that we've boiled down that carcass and the remainder of that is nice and soft, I'm going to give that to the good old Maxie boy here. Maximus is going to get a nice little treat. The veggies are good for him. The chicken will be good for him. So, I mean, none of that went to waste. We were able to take a $5 chicken and get the most out of it. A little something that you can also do if you want to take that broth up just a little bit, that stock. You can also roast that carcass and roast any of the bones that you have. Get a nice little color on them. It'll just add a nice depth of flavor and a different presentation on that stock. But hopefully you were able to execute this pretty simply. Feel free to reach out with any questions, and let's keep on saving that money.